Hey everyone, as you can see from the title, today we're going to be looking at and analyzing the MrBeast Squid Game adaptation on a few different scales. And while I have not seen any of the video yet, I am aware that whatever title I give this video might imply that I will say something negative about Jimmy's video. And I will, because that's how analysis works. And I'm aware that since he's on track to becoming one of the biggest YouTubers ever, he has a lot of fans ready to defend him tooth and nail. But I don't believe that anybody is free from criticism, even the popular rich men. I'm not going to be needlessly mean, but I'm also not going to be sugarcoating anything out of fear of his fans disliking this video or leaving hate comments or finding out where I live or kidnapping my family. But I'm nothing if not a good sport, so I'm going to be ordering some food from one of MrBeast's restaurants as a peace offering. Now I am putting money directly into his pocket, meaning I support him. Financially. Alright, so it looks like all we got are burgers, which I should have assumed from the name. One catch to this is that I do have celiac disease, so if I have any of the buns on any of these, I'm going to explode and die, so I'm going to try not to get those. Alright, I'm going to order the cheapest thing on the menu, which is a Carl's Deluxe, and I'll just get it on a lettuce wrap so I don't, die. I do not know exactly who this Carl is, but I'm excited to eat his burger. Could have said that better. All right, sweet. That should be here in a little bit. But until then, it's commentary time. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me here today. The introduction to this video should go by rather quick, considering I'm assuming most of you know what either MrBeast and or Squid Game is at this point. But here's a quick catch-up. Squid Game is a South Korean show produced by Netflix about a contest of debt-riddled poor people competing in children's games, with a risk of death, for wealthy elites to watch. And MrBeast is a YouTube content creator who hosts grandiose challenge videos, often with generous prizes such as lavish homes, new cars, or just huge amounts of cash. Wow, that's all the backstory. That's pretty much all you need to know. Well, there's one more thing. After Squid Game came out and reached a height of popularity, MrBeast started hinting at his audience that he would be doing a recreation of the show in his own style on his channel. This was met with a mix of reactions because his fans were excited to see his spin on the show, but others were pointing out how weird it was to voluntarily jump onto the side of the game hosts and make others compete for finances, which the show is adamantly speaking against. I personally did not have a huge problem with this, but mostly because I hit the acceptance stage. MrBeast does challenge videos, and the most popular show in America was about a series of challenges. He was always going to do this video. There's no point in arguing whether he should or should not because he was going to. The part I don't like is how he was selling merch with the chance for you to win a seat in his game, which felt like a direct violation of the themes of the show. Like, what if you had to pay money so you could compete in the death game for money, but also get a sweatshirt? So instead of watching this video and trying to poke holes in it and try to bring down this unbring-downable creator, I would rather watch this with the intention of answering a question. What is he adding with this adaptation? We all knew he was going to do it, so instead let's look at how, and see if the changes he makes are good and benefit the message of the show. At the time of filming this, I currently have 2 more weeks of college, thank God. But I'm currently taking a class on the concept of adaptation, or how media can take and transform other media, like taking a book and turning it into a movie. Now with this adaptation, MrBeast's Squid Game is not going to include the deaths and extreme punishments of the original show. I hope. Still haven't watched it. So instead, we're going to see what this version adds. I hope it's not just derivative, and I hope it doesn't take anything away from the message. I'm hoping that his version of Squid Game actually adds a little bit and makes this version of it worth watching. All right, let's start this video. 155 million views in 13 days. I might not be the first person to talk about this video.
I recreated every single set from Squid Game in real life, and whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
Okay, so he went all out. He rebuilt the sets from the production, making it almost indistinguishable from the locations that appear in the show. which honestly I like because it gives us a neutral setting to gauge this adaptation. You know, if he did this in his backyard, then it would be kind of hard to contrast them fairly. And it is impressive that he did all of this work, like, it shows dedication at least. The red light, green light section of this video is faithful to the original, but I'm not sure if there's anything in that I should be looking for. It's kind of hard to revolutionize the childhood game of red light, green light. There's not really any spice you can add to it. He does say yellow light at one point, which gets some poor bastard out, but it doesn't get any more creative than that.
Only 2 minutes remain.
Carl makes me way too nervous.
Oh, that's Carl. Thanks for the burger, man. The first game ends around there. Nothing happens in this that drastically differs from the show, but again, that's okay. We then see the surviving contestants go into the back room, which has also been faithfully recreated from the show. Hey, negative alert, I'm about to say something negative, just fair warning. It is undeniably impressive that Jimmy and his team spent time and money recreating these iconic sets from the show. Jimmy said himself that he spent millions on the sets, but even the show used green screens for most of them. If he's just reenacting scenes from the show, did we really need the entirety of the sets to be painstakingly remade? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a hater. I don't think you needed to go that big for something that should be more focused on the people. My order got canceled. My driver canceled my order and he took my burger. It says my delivery driver called me and I didn't answer, and that's why he left. But in my phone app, I haven't been called since early this afternoon. So this guy stole my Carl burger, but I still have to pay for it. All of my information is there. He could have called me. He didn't, but he said he did. I got robbed. I'm not only upset that didn't work out for the video, but like that was also my dinner plan. I sent in an appeal, but I'm not getting refunded. And I don't think I can spend that much on another burger, so we're just gonna keep going. All they're offering me is a $4 coupon, which I appreciate, but that won't even cover delivery fee. Please like this video and subscribe so this wasn't a net loss. God damn it, I wanted my Carl burger.
So everybody, I'm gonna need you to get in the line in front of one of these question marks.
Why did you pick this one?
Just like the middle.
Basically, you don't think it's Umbrella. Did you even watch Squid Game?
He keeps coming back to player number 67, who in the original show was one of the breakout stars because people loved how cute she was. And for this show, he also seems to have given the number 67 to a good-looking woman. And that just feels a little intentional. Like, the fact that she's getting screen time, like, to make up for... You know, it's just a little weird.
Since 067 was a big part of the show, I'll let you say green light.
Green light.
I know I'm looking for adapted material here, but in this case, specifically casting an attractive woman to meet the role of an attractive woman who was so celebrated feels like a little weird. It seems like you're kind of setting up this person to like be fawned over, which doesn't really sit right with me. I'm actually going to look up MrBeast 67 on Twitter and Jesus fucking Christ. Time to read some tweets. If you don't look at me like 67, I don't want it. Yo Twitter, y'all gotta find player 67's at from MrBeast Squid Games for me. I'ma need to know who number 67 is, blah blah blah. Why is 67 in Squid Game and MrBeast so pretty, blah blah blah. Number 67 in MrBeast Squid Game was something else, man. Girl was a beauty. Do y'all seriously find her attractive? MrBeast got a better 67. This one feels extra bad. I think you know why. Yeah, I don't think this was an accident. This is the one player so far that MrBeast keeps coming back to, and it's clear that he's trying to emulate some kind of something, you know? Just, he's setting up someone to be fixated on, right? Like, weird. And is that a faithful adaptation? Yes. Am I happy with it? No. Can two things be true? Probably? I don't know. The cookie shaping section of the video is also pretty similar to the Netflix version. Besides a few extra extravagant reactions from the crew and the crowd, it's fundamentally the same.
6'7", okay? She passed, she does have plot armor.
I'm just not gonna say it. You've heard me say it enough.
Time is up.
You did it? You did the umbrella?
And just like that, all these players have been eliminated. But don't worry, because they're all walking away with $2,000 in cash.
Thank God, an opportunity for me to say something positive. I'm happy this version of Squid Game follows the YouTube trend of awarding a smaller version of the prize to the contestants who made it further. It's nice to not see them hoard that prize money just for the one winner, but rather spread around some of the happiness. So while this does stray from the original source, I do think this is a change that makes it better, so I'm all for it.
142 of you survived Honeycomb. And if you leave in the next 5 minutes, I'll give you $4,000. Let's weed out some of the weak people.
No, $4,000.
Just smack your shit.
Wait,
Thank you.
I was not expecting this many people. Okay, there we go, head on out.
This is another change, a chance for people to walk off without doing any more, but still get like a chunk of change. That's an interesting... I don't know if you heard that, but my stomach just growled so loud at me. It is interesting to see how people react in this situation, and I can tell you firsthand, if I were there, this is my dropping out point. Like, I am not one to turn away $4,000 free dollars.
And with that, I'm gonna need you all to split up into groups of 10.
We had them form teams because next up is tug of war.
Oh, no girls allowed. Ooh, okay.
This is not part of my grand analysis or anything, but just off the record, what a shitty thing to say to someone, to their face. No girls allowed. Are we 5? Don't be shy, cameraman. Turn around. Show us who said that.
I just sent 3 people off. We got 10 now. Let's go.
Through my deduction of context clues, I'm pretty sure it was one of these guys.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for, a game of tug of war, Team 6 versus Team 5.
Okay, it's actually stunning to see this set recreated in real life. I'm not quite sure how much of this is real or not due to some shaky visuals, especially around the bottom. Again, faithful adaptation. I have not seen anyone do that before. I don't know how I could. MrBeast kind of is the only YouTuber with the funds to build this kind of set just for a recreation of Squid Game. And like, he is in a unique position to pull this off.
Right side. Hey, let's check in on 067. In the show you won. So let's see if it works here. And Carl!
Okay, can we actually chill out on the coverage of this girl? Like, it's getting creepy. I'm getting uncomfortable. No wonder there were so many tweets about her. Like, he's highlighting her. He's showing her off to his fans. Like, was he trying to like get that reaction? It's giving me the ick. Like, you could argue he's using everyone who's in this show, but like, he's using her with a little extra incentive, if that makes sense.
Oh, they're dying! Oh, they're falling! They're dropping! Oh, snap! Oh, they all just fell! Oh.
Again, I am not sure how much of this is real, but the railings on the side of that thing are almost non-existent. Like, if one of these players accidentally knocked into MrBeast, is he actually going to fall down this whole thing? I think no, judging by how many of the crew and cameramen are standing so close to the edge. Like, there has to be some kind of trick going on here, but like, this isn't me hating on the video. This is legitimately me not really knowing what's real or not. I know I'm a film student, but like, the movie magic is tricking me. I'm not a good student, but who knows? I wasn't there. Even if I was, I would have walked out with the 4K by now.
All right, everybody, we have your attention. As you guys know from Squid Games, game number 4 is marbles. I don't know if I'd be cheering, because instead of letting you pick your partner, we're gonna make you partner with your best friend. Throughout this entire challenge, we've been monitoring who you've been talking to the most, and we're gonna make you partner up with them.
And only one of you can move on.
All right, so they are doing something different by having the partnerships not be randomly selected, but rather be chosen from supervision, he said. He was monitoring them. That's also, I don't know if that's real. The logic of we've been monitoring you to see who you've been talking to is extremely hard to believe, and there's no evidence of that at all. Were they monitoring everybody from the very beginning, like with red light, green light? Because there was like 400 something people there. That would be impossible. Even if they're only monitoring these 60 people, that's still too many to like pair off into twos. And did you see that specific coverage of player 67 looking at her best friend?
We're gonna make you partner with your best friend. Throughout this entire challenge, we've been...
there was a camera trained on her right there in the middle, right perfectly centered for that beautiful shot. And why was there a camera on her in the first place? I'm not usually the one to yell conspiracy, but there's just too much setup and planning out that needs to go into this that this can't be a coincidence. It's just not natural. Like, he has given that one girl more coverage than any other person in this show, and that has to be for a reason. Something tells me he wouldn't have done that if the player number 67 had gone to just like some guy, like some random guy. I don't think there were going to be like 1,000 tweets over just like some guy. But let's continue with the video. I'm just going to keep an eye on 67. Not in the Twitter way where they're like looking at her, but like I'm doing it in like a research cut.
For example, 067 and 431.
That's my best friend.
According to this, you two are roommates and best friends. We did our research.
So like he admitted it. And the cameras doing the black and white garbage thing just prove it even further. I get that this is like the opposite of a big deal. Like, that's not lost on me. Don't comment that. I get it. But I went into this looking for authenticity, and it kind of feels like this whole character moment around this poor girl who just happened to be attractive that they gave the 67 jersey to. Like, the setup from the very beginning just kind of proves that this wasn't ever intended to be conducted fairly. Not in terms of who wins the game, but rather who is highlighted in the video. Also, it leads to this, which I kind of think MrBeast wanted as an outcome, and I don't like that very much.
A lot of pairs went with marble games that were played in Squid Game.
Odd. Even? Odd or even? Even on what? What game are you? We don't know.
One marble at a time is going to take all day.
If you keep talking it right.
Oh, Carl. I really wanted that fucking burger. So the games continue, and surprisingly, amidst the fallen, the beloved character 67 gets eliminated. It's actually done in a very brief sequence, and instead of them playing it out, there's more camera time devoted to the other players we've barely seen before. And honestly, that wasn't what I was expecting. I thought they were going to do like this big long goodbye to character 67, and they didn't, which I can say I'm happy to see. Like, maybe I was too harsh on their coverage, but the whole thing seemed weird. Whatever. At least they kind of wrote her off easy.
The time has hit 0. Everyone in here is eliminated.
Congratulations.
Oh, well. You know they just had to include that shot of her right at the end.
This point in the real show, there was an all-out brawl to thin the numbers. So instead, we're gonna play Dachi.
You have to use this blue piece of paper to flip that red one on the ground by throwing it.
So they make a point of highlighting one of the differences. Instead of having the players fight to the death, which is a good thing to leave out, they just have them play Dachi to see who moves on. Again, that's probably a good choice to stray away from the source material. My mind is just thinking about the burger and the weird coverage on 67. My mind is buzzy. It's too late for this.
While they're fighting for their chance in this competition, I want to tell you guys about Brawl Stars, who helped fund this video, which cost over $3.5 million.
Ad read.
We're now at the glass bridge set, and look at how insane this thing looks. It is amazing. And bring out the contestants. I can't wait to see the look on their faces.
Oh, what?
Oh my God.
We had our first loss. If you're wondering where she just fell, don't worry, there's a giant foam pit down there, she's fine.
Yeah, but then where do they go? Am I allowed to ask questions? Where do they go after they fall in the foam pit? Do they just stay in the foam? Do they have to swim to the sides? There's supposedly this big drop all around them. How are they gonna get out? Who cares? As long as nobody actually gets hurt, it's part of the show. Who cares? I'm not asking that question. I'm hungry.
Come on.
Two bit the bullet. Two's gone. Under 8 minutes. You still got a ton of ground to cover.
Okay, I don't know if this is the deliriousness kicking in, but the zoom in they do on the foam under part, that makes it look fake. Like, maybe I'm starting to see the green screen finally, but I think I failed my fellow film students. I can't recognize green screens anymore.
When y'all big numbers, take a chance.
Under 3 minutes with 4 jumps left.
Somebody's gonna have to do it. Y'all in a real bad spot. I'm not moving.
When y'all big numbers, take a leap of faith.
Yeah, you did back there, 15.
Whatever, man. We can all lose.
You guys better hurry up! They have 2 minutes. Why are they not rushing?
I really like this part. I like this. This is where it actually starts to feel like a good social experiment. It's when the contestants are isolated, away from Jimmy and the cameras and their faces. There's no fake explosions or cartoon sound effects. This is when they actually start debating the risks and who will sacrifice themselves. This is the shit that makes challenge videos interesting. Not some host and meme references, it's human beings fighting their impulses and working as teams. Them simultaneously trying to work together and get ahead is interesting to see, and human nature is really on display in these moments. I kind of wish the whole thing could have been this. A little more focus on the people and like understanding their decision making, but like whatever, that won't keep the audience happy. After the jump thing, they all move on to the dinner, which is straight from the show. The contestants look directly into the camera and talk about donating the money and giving it to their moms, which is very different from the show. One of the kids starts hamming it up and talking about donating to MrBeast's charity, which I can't say I wasn't expecting a plug, but like, not this in my face. But I can't talk about that because then all the MrBeast fans are going to say that I hate cleaning the ocean. And now my filter is fading because I'm tired and hungry, so like, I'm gonna really start pissing people off now.
The final game of Beast Games. So I think you guys can piece together what we're about to play.
Musical chairs.
Musical chairs, yeah.
Okay, so the last game is just a full-on departure from the show because there's no Squid Game. This is musical chairs. They took out the Squid Game of Squid Games.
Let's test my hypothesis. Raise your hand if you know how to play Squid Game. Exactly. That's why we're doing musical chairs instead, because we're not Korean.
Yeah, but like, you could look it up. Here, I'm doing it right now. It has to be easy. Jesus Christ, I am losing it. There you go. The first result just explains it all to you. And it's not some crazy Korean unintelligible game. It's perfectly explainable. But it's not worth the effort to the people behind this video. That does not sit right with me. Like, that specifically feels pretty shitty. To be fair, maybe I put too many expectations on something that didn't promise me anything. But then again, he called it MrBeast's Squid Game in real life, but they left out the Squid Game. Maybe this doesn't matter. Maybe none of this matters, but like, I think they're missing a chunk of the point by leaving that out, but like, maybe the point is just the spectacle at this point. I'm saying point too much. Maybe I set out on a doomed project from the beginning. I don't know. Let's just wrap this up and see who wins.
It's not early. Carl did not stop the music. Bring out the coffin. I'm gonna have to pop it. Man, that's such a sad way to go out.
It was a great journey. I loved it. It was so fun.
Hop on in the coffin. All right, now you can't say this is scripted.
So after the guy with the same number as the main character in the show gets out, MrBeast turns to the camera and claims, "Now you can't say this is scripted." Then he throws a chair and it fake explodes. Which just seems like a lot. And it doesn't actually prove that. It just kind of felt like he wanted to say that.
Yo! Yes! Yes! Oh, yes! 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 Oh my God!
I'll admit, this part actually is nice. It's fun to see people win, especially when they're this excited about it and just happy. It's a little infectious. I'm actually pretty happy for this guy. And the second place winner got some money as well, which again, I enjoy. So like, this is kind of wrapping up in a nice way.
Congratulations on winning. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. You have 7 days to win $10,000. And obviously, massive shout out to the creator of Squid Game. We took huge inspiration from the show, and I genuinely appreciate you.
And I will admit, it is nice to see Jimmy credit the original creator of this show, the man named the creator of Squid Game, for the inspiration of his video. Maybe doing some research on how to actually pronounce his name might have been extra nice, but hey. And with another promise of money to a random subscriber, the video ends. Alright, we've completed our journey through MrBeast's Squid Game adaptation. Did I love it? No. But did I hate it? No. Was it just fine? No. The MrBeast fans can dislike this video. I don't care. I cared at the start. I don't know. I just don't think I'm his demographic. I kind of wanted a little more substance to this, so I went into it. Probably with the wrong headspace. I can admit that, but I don't know. I don't think I got the intended point of this video. Is it greedy to say that I wanted like more? Because like I don't feel compelled to smash that MF and subscribe button. MrBeast has made entertaining videos in the past, and I don't think he's a bad YouTuber or person by any means. But this version of Squid Game is very dumbed down and reliant on funny edits rather than any focus on the people and their emotions, which I think made the original the powerful show that it is. And finally, if MrBeast himself is somehow watching this video and somehow made it this far in, I do have a very specific message for you that I do think you should hear. Please send me one of the Carl burgers. I don't want to order one again because like the delivery driver really screwed me. But like, if you could just DM me, I'll give you my address. Just, I want to know what it's like. Ship me a Carl burger. Just, yeah, I know you got me. I will also take cash. Thank you all for watching my video. I appreciate that. It is currently midnight, so this outro will be a little delirious because I'm an old man who enjoys sleeping at 11, but what was I saying? Thank you to all my patrons for supporting me in this channel financially. I'm sorry 20 of those dollars went towards a burger that I never got to eat. Believe me, it is more upsetting to me than it is to you. Please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing. Just, you know, engage with the video so YouTube doesn't bury my channel and strip me of all that I've strived for, because I really want to get to a place where I can buy a burger without being consumed by guilt when it doesn't show up. I'm not letting this go. I won't talk about this in any other video, but god damn it, why did he cancel the order? Did he want the burger? Did he not want to drive up the hill I live on? I don't get it. I don't get it. I wanted that fucking burger. I love you all so much, especially you. I appreciate all that you do for me, and I'm looking forward to getting to talk to you again soon. I love you lots. Good night.